Arts Center. To avoid performance interruptions, and as a courtesy to all patrons, please turn off all cell phones and other electronic devices. We would like to remind you that food and beverages are not permitted in the auditorium. Photography, videography, and audio recording are also prohibited. Thank you, and enjoy the performance.
became shy in their own ways and for different reasons. Read romances, studied cloud formations in a lazy afternoon, and instead of reading textbooks, tried to memorize the moon. Then, when the girl was 16, she was younger than the boy, she began to notice something strange. Her ugly duckling features had undergone a change. In short, she was growing pretty. For the first time in her whole life, pretty. And the thought so stunned and thrilled her that she became almost immediately incurably insane. Observe.
The moon turns red on my birthday every year, and it always will until somebody saves me, takes me back to my palace.
That is a typical remark. The other symptoms vary. She thinks she is a princess, and that her name must be in French, or sometimes Eurasian, though she isn't quite sure what that is.
You see, no one can feel the way I feel and have a father named Amos Babcock Bellamy.
She has a glue paste necklace, which she thinks is really real.
I found it in the attic with my mother's name inside. It's my favorite possession.
It is her fancy.
It's my pride. This morning, a bird woke me up. It was a lark or a peacock or something like that. Some strange sort of bird that I'd never heard. And I said, hello. And it vanished. It flew away. The very minute I said hello. It was mysterious. So you know what I did? I went over to my mirror, and I put on my mother's necklace, and the minute the jewels touched my skin, my eyes turned mauve.
20 years old. I've had an education, studied biology, been inside a lab, dissected violets. I know the way things are. I'm grown up, stable, willing to conform. I'm beyond such foolish notions, and yet, in spite of my knowledge, there is this girl. Oh, she makes me young again, and foolish. And when I'm with her, I perform the impossible. I defy biology and achieve ignorance. There are no ears but hers to hear the explosion of my soul. There are no eyes but hers to make me wise. And despite what they say of a species, there is not one plant or animal or any living thing that is made quite the same as she is. It's stupid, I know it, and immensely undignified. But I do love her.
Look, there is the wall their fathers built between their houses.
We built it ages ago. Last month, when I got home from school. The fools. They built it to keep us apart. But perhaps she's there now. I'll go look. But I don't know what to call her. She's too vibrant for a name. What shall I call her? Juliet, Helena, or Cassandra, or Cleopatra, or Beatrice, or Guinevere. I think she's there now. Can you hear me?
Barely.
I've been speaking of you.
To whom?
To them. I told them that if someone were to ask me to describe you, I would be totally and utterly speechless. Except to say that perhaps you are Polaris, or the inside of a leaf.
Speak a little louder.
I love you. If I were in a desert deep in sand, and the sun was burning like a hot pomegranate, walking through a nightmare in the heat of a summer day, till my mind was parching. Then you are water, cool, clear water, a refreshing glass of water.
What, dear?
Water! Love, you are love, better far than a metaphor can ever be. Love, you are love, my mystery of love. If the world was like an iceberg and everything was frozen and tears turned into icicles in the eye, and snow came pouring and sleet and ice came stabbing like a knife, then you are heat, a fire alive with heat, a flame that thaws the iceberg with its heat.
Repeat.
You are heat. Better far my father.
Kiss me?
Too much moisture. There are a great many things I could tell you about myself. I was once in the Navy. That's where I learned horticulture. I've been the world over, seen it all. Mounted cactus, the century plant, Japanese ivy, exotic ports where bombboard is sold on the open market. I'm a man of experience, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that too much moisture is worse than none at all. Prune a plant, avoid water, and go easy on the manure. Moderation, that's the moral. That's my son's foot.
Hello, Father.
What are you doing up in that tree?
Writing verses.
Curses.
Well, how's that?
I offer a father's curses to the kind of education that makes our children fools. I sent this boy to school, to college, and I hope you know how much that cost. Did he learn to dig a cesspool? No, he's up there now, writing verses. Son, why do I always find you standing beside that wall?
I'm waiting for it to fall. And besides, I like it. I like its lovely texture and its pretty little eyes.
Bulls don't have eyes.
Well, then what do you call this flower?
Sweet God, he's clever.
Son, you're an ass. There you stand every day writing verses while who knows what our neighbor is up to on the other side of that wall. He's a villain. I'll not have it. I'll strip down the branches where an enemy can climb. I'll line it up with bottles. I'll jack it up with glass. What was that?
A broken willow, or a wounded little bird.
Well, walls have ears even if they don't have eyes. Get down, let me take a look. Oh! Ugh. That stiffness, the result of my Navy career. Here, son, you climb. You can see for me.
Yes, Father.
What do you see?
I love you.
Love you too.
What are you mumbling about? Get down from there if there's nothing to be seen. Down, I say.
I obey.
Son, you're an idiot. So, I decided you need to be married. So I went shopping this morning and I picked you out a wife.
Oh!
There's that sound again.
Anguished bird.
Weeping willow? Maybe. Well, back to business. Son, I picked you out a girl. A pearl.
And if I prefer a diamond?
How dare you prefer a diamond when I've just offered you a pearl?
Now listen closely to what I have to say. Listen, wall, and flowers, and willow, and wounded little bird. And you, Father, may as well listen too. I will not be wed by your wisdom. I will not walk neatly into a church and contract out to prolongate my race.
What?
I will not be wed in a too tight suit, nor be witnessed when I take my bride.
You will do.
No! I'll marry when I marry in my own particular way. And my bride will be dressed in sunlight, with rain for her wedding veil. Out in the open, with no one standing by. No song except September being sung in the busy grass. No sound except our heartbeats, roaring like a flower alive with bees. Without benefit of book, without benefit of neighbor, except perhaps her hand. She presses her hand in mine, except perhaps her imprint, as she gives me her chestnut hair. In a field, while kneeling, being joined by the joy of life. There in the air, in the open, is how I plan to fly.
You need pruning. Come into the house and write simplicity 200 times without stopping. Perhaps that'll improve your style.
That's right. Drink away. Open your thirsty little mouths. I'm her father. It isn't always easy. Maybe that's why I prefer vegetables. So tender. You plant a radish, you know what you're about. You don't get a turnip, you don't get a cabbage. Plant a turnip, get a turnip. Plant a cabbage, get a cabbage. While with children, I thought I planted a turnip, or even an avocado, something remotely useful. I'm a merchant. I sell buttons. What need not I for a rose? There she is. You see, I told you to get inside.
I've told you I'm a princess.
You're a button maker's daughter. Now do what you're told and get inside. Our enemy's on the other side of that wall, and he's up to no good. I can feel it. Him and his no-good son. You're in my peppers. That does it. I'm going to build a fence next to the wall. Real high fence with barbed speakers, an arsenal of wire.
A fence is expensive, Papa.
Expensive? Well, then I'll build it myself. Now do as you're told and get inside.
Oh!
She goes. Yeah, she's gone. Ole-hoo! Huckleberry.
Bellamy!
Neighbor.
Friend.
How's the gout?
I barely noticed. And your asthma?
It's a trifle. I endure it.
Well, it's nearly settled.
What?
The marriage.
Oh.
They're out of their minds with love. I hid in the bushes to listen.
Hooray.
My son is fantastic.
My daughter's fantastic, too. Both of them are mad.
They are geese.
It's a great plan we had to build this wall.
I can pretend to feud.
Think if they knew that we wanted them wed.
A prearranged marriage.
They'd rather be dead.
Children.
Geese.
Lovers.
Lovers.
Fantastics.
I'm crafty to know.
To manipulate children.
To
Merely say.
No. Oh, dogs got to bark, gun mules got to bray. Soldiers must fight and preachers must pray. And children, I guess, must get their own way. No kidding that you say no. Why would the kids pour jam on the cat? Raspberry jam all over the cat. Why would the kids do something like that when all that we said was no? My son was once afraid to swim. The water made him wince. Until I said, you mustn't swim. It's been swimming ever since. It's been swimming ever since. Oh, God's got to bark, God, you've got to pray. Soldiers must fight and preachers must pray. And children, I guess, must get their own way. The minute that you say no. Why would the kids put beads in their ears? No one can hear with beads in their ears. After a while the reason appears. They did it 'cause we said no. Your daughter brings a young man home, says, do you like him, Pa? You tell her he's a fool, and then you've got a son-in-law. You've got a son-in-law. Oh, sure as the June comes right after May. Sure as the night comes right after day. You can be sure the devil's to pay. The minute that you say no. Make sure you never say no.
I think I found the answer. It's delicious. Very theatrical. An abduction.
Who's abducted?
Your daughter.
Who abducts her?
A professional abductor. I've hired the very man.
Gentlemen,
Who are you?
I was sent for. A family in distress.
Why, yes, of course. You're the famous El Gallo.
El Gallo.
Oh, see, this is what I was about to tell you. This man is a magician. He can help us. We have ourselves a little problem.
I love problems. Oh, I see.
The two of you have a love problem and you've come to me for help. Interesting. Very interesting.
Wait a minute.
We're not talking about us, we're talking about our kids.
Who happen to be a boy and a girl.
Less challenging, but I'll see what I can do. You say you have a daughter.
Yes, yes.
I see. A girl.
Is her name Louisa?
Is that your daughter's name?
Yes.
That's her! She's standing next to a boy who must be, quickly before the image fades.
Matt?
Exactly! Oh, Matt! Ah!
You're amazing.
They seem happy enough.
Well, what about the few?
Oh, yes, of course, the few.
That's what I contacted you about. See, this is what I was about to tell you. We hire this man to assist us. He begins to kidnap your daughter. My son rushes in to save her, and then a battle.
I allow the boy to defeat me.
My son becomes a hero, and the feud is over forever.
Oh. Well, what is all this drama going to cost?
But, Senor, depends.
On what?
Oh, what else? The abduction of your daughter.
No.
Oh, no, sorry. The attempted abduction, the ravishment, the seizure, the chase, the raid. Call it what you will.
I've heard her speak of Sabine women.
Now, that doesn't sound right to me.
Oh, I assure you it is. As a matter of fact, it's standard. The lovers meet in secret, and so forth. A group of villains interrupts them, and so forth. The boy fights off bandits, pirates, Indians. The parents relent. Happy ending, and so forth.
What about the cost? And so.
Cost depends on type. In your case, I would recommend a first class.
You mean we get a choice?
Well, of course, with regular union rates. It depends on what you pay. Production. It depends on what you
So I was thinking it depends on what you
Hey.
It depends on what you
The comic snatch. Perhaps it's just a trifle too unique. The pastoral, the continuing on a moonlit breeze.
Sounds kind of pretty.
The Gothic road. I play Valkyrie on a bass bassoon. The drunken brawl. I fight the boy inside a cheap saloon.
Nothing cheap.
Perhaps you'd like a special great ballet. I make an entrance doing grand jeté. Ballet is expensive, but it's in demand. Every room is done with singers and a band. You understand?
I understand.
It's very grand.
Very grand.
It's done with drums and a great big brass band.
Oh, it's Spanish. I like it.
I like it too. I see.
Amazing your smile. It might when you can learn that function you will never forget.
And a dozen, that's a fact. And a dozen, that's all right. And a dozen, that's a and a dozen, that's a push the downstairs. So come to see the masquerade depends on what you pay. So to see the masquerade depends on what you pay. So to see the masquerade depends on what you pay. So to see the masquerade depends on what you pay. 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 Depends a lot on what you. I say they're only young ones. Let's order them off first class. Ole!
Introduction. Person.
With trimmings.
With trimming. Now, will it be a big affair?
We were thinking just the children.
No, I mean afterward at the party.
cheeks. See makeup caked in glowing powder pink. Imagine a beard, full-blown and blowing like the whiskers of a bear. And hair. Imagine hair. In a box I have many colors. So I beg you, sir, please, imagine hair. Not these clothes, oh no, dear God. Not like the rags a beggar has, but see me in a doublet. What? Fetch the doublet. There. Imagine. Yes, it's torn, I know, but forget it. It vanishes under light. That's it. That's the trick of it. Imagine seeing me under light. I recite. Say Q. I'll know it, you'll see. Go on, say what? Try me.
Friends, Romans, countrymen.
It's what?
Friends, Romans, countrymen.
No, don't tell me. I know this one. Let's see. Friends! Romans? I can't hear a blind thing you're saying. Oh, yes, of course. I know this one. Why couldn't you give me something odd? Watch this. Friends, Romans, countrymen, screw your courage to the sticky place, and be not sick or pale with grief, for our handmaidens are far more fair than she is. How's that?
Amazing.
Well, you should see it under light. It's dazzling. I am Henry. Albertson. Perhaps you recall my Hamlet.
Oh, of course.
Well, you've seen it. Would you like to see the clippings?
Maybe later.
As you wish. I keep them preserved. Who knows? I may write a book someday. This is Mortimer. He does death scenes. He's been with me for over 40 years. Would you like to see one? He's an expert. Go on, Mortimer. Go on. Die for the man. Speciality. Have you ever seen my Romeo?
I must have missed that one.
Not seen my Romeo?
I don't think I was born yet.
Well, what about my Brutus?
No.
My Shylock?
before this lover.
And if he but blench,
We'll fight and stand our ground until the last of us is down.
Nobly done.
This way, Henry.
Psst, psst. Henry, where do you want me?
Oh, off left, Mortimer. Off. Indians are always off left.
Oh, Henry, what's with you?
I will let you know when it's time.
Right over.
But one more. Don't forget. Dress the stage, my friend. Dress the stage. And don't cluster up when you die. He's not really a Native American, you know. Well, does it about think? I think I about does it. I imagine it's time for us to hide.
Oh! I nearly forgot. I promised them moonlight.
Amazing.
Beautiful, eh? The lover's moon. Go ahead, Henry. You're right there. You wonder how these things begin? Well, this begins with a Glen. It begins with a season, which for want of a better word, we might as well call September. It begins with a forest, where woodchucks woo, and leaves wax green, and vines intertwine like lovers. Try to see it. Not with your eyes, for they are wide. But see it with your ears. The cool green breathing of the leaves. Hear it with the inside of your hand. The soundless sound of shadows flicking light. Celebrate sensation. Recall that secret place. You've been there. Remember. That special place where once, just once, in your crowded, sunlit life, you escaped in the shadows from the tyranny of time. That spot beside the clover where someone's hand held your hand. Love was sweeter than the berries, honey, the stinging taste of dew. It is September, before a rainfall, the perfect time to be in love.
Hello.
Hello. My father's going to be very angry.
I know. So is mine.
I've never been here at night.
No.
It's different from the day.
Are you frightened?
Yes. No. It's cold here. It's going to be a storm.
Would you like my sweater?
No. No, thank you. Matt,
Yes.
my hand is trembling.
Don't be afraid. Please.
All right. I promise.
There, it's all right.
Matt, take care of me and teach me. I don't want to be awkward or afraid. I love you, Matt. I want there to be a happy ending.
I promise you that there will be. Look,
What?
will find for limbs of a tree.
We'll build for walls and a floor.
We'll bind it over with leaves and run inside to stay. Run inside to stay. For soon it's gonna rain. I can see it. I can feel it. Run inside. And then let it rain. And will not complain
Happy ending.
if it never stops at all. Happily we'll live and love, no cares at all. Happily we'll live and love within our castle.
Thank you. Orchestra. Accelerando con volto. Prosciutto. Indians ready? Indians attacked. Woo! Cavalry! Where's the bloody cavalry? Swords! Everyone, swords!
On guard!
Once more to the breach! God bring St. Harry and St. John!
What? Have you said your prayers?
I'll say one for you.
Daughter!
I always knew there'd be a happy ending.
Yep. I pulled something.
Oh, you get a bit sore at first, dying like that. It's not the easiest thing in the business, but I like it. What? I've been dying for 40 years, ever since I was a boy. Oh, you should have seen me in those days. Well, I could die off a 20-foot cliff. Backwards! Oh, people would cry out, "Die again, Mortimer, die again!" But of course I never did.
Well, Henry, you off?
Yeah. Going somewhere. Not much left of the old company anymore, just Mortimer and me. But we make out. I recite Shakespeare and Mortimer dies. There's always an audience somewhere.
Henry? Henry!
Sorry. Here's your moon.
Thank you. Good night. Sweet prince.
And flights of angels sing thee. Excuse me. That's my light. Thank you. You're welcome. And flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. Why doth the drum come hither? Remember, Mortimer, there are no small actors, only small paupers. Remember me in light.
Very pretty, eh? Worthy of Watteau, a group of living statues. What do they call it? A tableau.